There is so much bearishness on the market that when the next recession will finally hit it, literally everyone could claim that he had called it. I would like to take a point whether we are more on the bear or the bull side with this bearishness around the corner. So today there will be much about different kinds of indicators, about also where we are right now in terms of economic conditions, and many more. So let's begin. Right now let's get to economy view, and here you have a very interesting finding. US buybacks are rising and are at its 3 years highs. Right now it means that the biggest companies that has a favorable policy in terms of buybacks might be in the right position in order to get some gains. So with this one stocks to be reason, we may find also that after these leaders that are been boosted, we may find the laggards will probably follow. So S&P 500 buyback index is showing a positive tendency that may take us out of this bearish territory. Right over we had some news from Europe that ECB is ready to tighten just as global peers speed up. So right now we can find that ECB is getting back to the some rational arguments that it's time maybe to think of more strict rules regarding fiscal policy. So right now the ECB is expecting to tighten as Fed already started with beginning of June. So right now we may find that that may bring ECB to also some verification whether they are ready for the possible GDP decrease, also unemployment that may increase in the face of declining labor participation, and maybe even numerous cities or states that will go bankrupt, as tightening is sometimes but not always related to those difficulties that may be on the way. So if that will be led in out of control manner, that will definitely destroy the economy. However, hopefully Mrs. Lagarde signaling any major issues. However, around 30% of economists expect that the US recession will happen, especially with some of the news regarding, for instance, slump in new car sales that may impact a lowering customer sentiment. And so there are some symptoms that may lead us to think that the recession is still possible. But as we can find, not every of the gauge or rating is leading us to think in that way. Some also companies are expecting to have cost cutting in terms of that we may expect also some job cuts as in order to tackle this inflationary pressure. Here we have also for S&P 500 as reported, earnings per share growth right now has brought back those to this neutral levels. That would mean that right now if we will keep up with this pace of negativity, will be brought back to this negative territory of a recession area. However, by now it's too early to say, and it's prematurely to claim that recession is right around the corner. In terms of another finding, even if this employment of US market been in a quite satisfactory level, we recently found that the term the articles mentioning hiring freeze have been recently turning up. So as Fed looking at some of the gauges that outdated, they should really look for gauges that have been a leading indicator rather than lagging. So Fed literally recently placed an exaggerated emphasis on labor market data. Obviously, they are important in the context of price pressures, but the labor market is a lagging indicator of the economy, and they should definitely have a look at those gauges that also point the possible hiring freeze and other aspects of possible lays off. So right now, since the monetary policy started being in a trouble, it must act in advance. It should be based on leading rather than lagging data. Otherwise, that would lead to errors in politics. And I would like to clarify this. Decline in labor demand doesn't require a recession rate ahead, but it does require over a year of below potential growth. So there will be quite narrow path for a soft landing with this one to happen. We will find that U.S. economy with decreasing imports from China due to recent lockdowns has really strengthened its system, and right now we will find that it should be more prepared for the upcoming recession as it's a self-efficient economy. Right now, let's get to crypto outlook, and here we can find that such companies as Coinbase right now are expecting to start a hiring freeze regarding possible crypto market downturn. So many more recruits believe their new roles would be safe. However, right now the time is getting more and more unexpected. Winklevoss-led Gemini also cuts 10% of staff, citing turbulent crypto market and expecting a downturn along with macroeconomic market conditions. So the companies are expecting for a bad times. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that we may go through a bear market as of now. These are just some of the first signs of a possible plateau on the market, so the exchanges are decreasing their expenses. And in terms of downturns, we may find necessary to find a stable investments, whether it's a traditional market or the crypto one. In terms of crypto, as the most important ecosystems, the most important and also the ecosystems that has lasted throughout recent bear markets are Bitcoin and Ethereum. So among them you may find the most stable investments. However, in terms of other aspects, as those companies that has a stronger balance sheets, have some flows and also steady business models, you may find the possible leaders during the economic possible headwinds. So among them we can find that in terms of PE ratio, the lowest the better. Price to earnings is LuxRare, Alchemist, Nexus Mutual, Spooky Swap, Decentral Games, Captive, Didex, and PancakeSwap, and also very interesting of recent Ethereum name service. So you may also have a look at those projects in terms of kind of a stable, maybe not much of the stable, because there are small caps projects, but the possible winners in terms of when the market will eventually rebound. And that's everything in today's episode. You may find market mover section and also trade idea in episodes, next episodes that will be broadcasted today and tomorrow. So see you then.